Hello and welcome to Vintage Cube. It's finally back, and it's going to be back for actually a long time. So this is like November 3rd or something, and Vintage Cube is going to be up for like 2 weeks now, and then it's going to come back up in December, and then it's going to be up in January too. So I'm going to be posting quite a lot of Vintage Cube during this time, and it's Vintage Cube time. It's the best time of the year. They made quite a few changes to the cube. There's a change log if you just search for it. I'll probably have it in the description. And there are actually some important ones. They got rid of Gifts Ungiven, and they added Gadok Teague. And Gadok Teague is a huge problem for decks that I try to draft. So I got to keep that in mind when I'm drafting. Like, playing removal is now much more important than it previously was. There are a couple things I can take here. I do like Urza. I like that that's the first choice. Burst Lightning is good. Beaumont Courier is good. Impulse is good. I'm not a huge fan of Giver of Runes. I'm going to take Urza. I think this card is very good. Oh, they added Lotus Petal. Okay. Yeah, so they kept in Past and Flames, but they got rid of Gifts Ungiven, and I'm very disappointed about that, because that seems like just a bad decision. They're also adding all these cards. It's very hard to tell what the artwork is. But, oh, I thought this was a dual land. Okay, that's fine, though. Lotus Petal Urza is kind of a combo. I don't think it's worth taking Lotus Petal this early, because, like, it's good, but it's a single shot mana source. It's a lot better in like Storm and things like that. Although it is very good in Storm. This can solve a lot of mana problems that I would otherwise have. I like Uro. Uro's very strong here. Glenolendra is also really good. And then Seachrome Coast is fine. The rest of these cards are things that you would probably wheel. I think it's between Glen and Uro. And I'm just going to try and stay mostly blue here, so we'll take Glen. She's just so good in so many different types of decks that I'm okay with that. Ooh, there's a lot of things here. Library I like. Watery Grave, Coercive Portal, and not really Porcelain Legionnaire. I think it's between Coercive Portal, Watery Grave, and Library. And I guess Library is kind of like a Coercive Portal, but Coercive Portal can tap for mana. I'm going to take this. It's so good in your opening hand. It's kind of crazy that it went that late. Here we actually have a pretty interesting decision. There's Remand, Scalding Tarn, and Mindslaver. I think Remand is the card that I'm going to play in the most number of decks. Like, this card is very good. 2 mana, disrupts you. It's just such a good tempo play. And in Vintage Cube, tempo is very frequently more important than card advantage, just because, like, you have such strong card advantage engines, like Ancestral Recall is legal, Time Twister, Time Spiral, all these things. Just stopping your opponent from being able to do things is often more important. And so cards like Remand, they might seem not that great, but they're really necessary for advancing your game plan faster than your opponent's. Because you're spending 2 mana to undo, the thing they spent 6 mana on. I'm going to take this. I know Mindslaver goes with Urza, but I think blue tempo is just like a good archetype, and oh, they added Gilded Lotus back, finally. And like, we don't necessarily need to go too deep into anything. Because like, if artifacts are open, we'll get some. If not, Urza is just a decent value play, or we don't even have to play it. That is kind of a late Dark Confidant too. I guess it's only 5th pick, so not that late. I'm not going to take it over a Dimir Signet. I think Signet goes very well with what I have going on. 2 4-drops. You want a Signet to be able to accelerate those out. And I like that Gilded Lotus is here. I might pick it up on the wheel. Although, I think I'm going to be looking for Dark Confidant more than anything. Here I could take a Thran Dynamo. And this is starting to kind of suggest that Artifacts is open, because Thran Dynamo is a very good card. And getting it 6th pick when... I mean, there's also other good cards in the pack, right? I think Croxa is interesting. Whenever it enters, they discard and lose life. It's fine. The problem is it's in red-black, which is a really tough color pairing to make work. And I like Freylease a lot. Being able to kill artifacts and enchantments is just so good in this cube. But we're going to take the Dynamo. Okay, yes. Artifacts is open. When this enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, gain control of target artifact with CMC X or less. I like that. I kind of want to take a Jite here. I like Jite quite a bit more than Solemn Simulacrum, actually, because it comes down turn 2. Although, they would be good together. Jite Urza's fun because you can like add mana with it. I don't know how to evaluate this card. Oh, X can't be 0. Oh, but it's X or less. Okay, so if you spend 3 mana on this, you can take a Mox, but you cannot steal a Mox spending 2 mana with this. That's actually good information. I'm gonna take Jite. The more I play with this card, just the better I think it is. It's so strong. Courser of Krufix, that's relatively late, but that is also a pretty late Metalworker. I'll just take that. A lot of the cards I was interested in came around. Hydroid Krasis Wield. So Beaumont Courier, I know it's an artifact, and it like fits my deck theme, but this isn't Tolarian Academy. If this was Academy, I'd probably take the Beaumont Courier, just because like you need as many artifacts as you can get. I still might take it. It's good with Jite, but Hydroid Krasis is also very good. I'm gonna take Krasis. It's kind of being suggested to me that blue-green is open, and Krasis is one of the better cards to splash because it's just 1 green and you can spend a ton of mana on it. Quite nice. Here I think I'm gonna take Seachrome Coast. You never know what colors we're gonna end up. Inkwell Leviathan, I like a little bit more than Wall of Roots if we do end up getting like Tinker or something like that. Draga Tree Speaker. Holy cow. I mean, blue-green artifacts is a really rough archetype, but I like Draga more than anything else. There's a Lotus Cobra, there's a Hell Rider, and a Lumbering Falls. Yeah. I'm gonna take the Lumbering Falls. Okay, I mean, green is very open. Fraley's going that late. I think this card's very good. So I think we're blue-green. We might have to ditch the artifacts theme because it's actually not that synergistic together, but we'll see what happens. Containment Priest. It's so hard for me because none of these arts are recognizable. I wish there was an option to turn it off. Like, what is this? Why is there a 3 mana? Why is this card in the cube? Okay. What? Memory Lapse for 1 more mana is in the cube now? Alright. I mean, it's probably fine, but it just seems so underwhelming. I keep thinking this is a dual land, so I really need to, I don't know, figure out how to make that not throw me for a loop. What do we have here? We have Chart a Course, I think is very good. There's a Boros Signet, if we think we're really going to go that deep. Finale of Devastation is any creature, so you can get Hydroid Krasis or like blue or artifact creatures. And then there's a Marsh Flats, but this is not a dual land, so that doesn't really help. So I think for us it's between Chart a Course and Boros Signet, and I'm going to take the Chart a Course actually. I think card draw is quite nice. There's a Mox Diamond. I do love me a Mox Diamond. They added Spirit of the Labyrinth, that's a good one. And Miscalculation. I could take a Miscalc, actually. Let's see, Mox Diamond. Maybe I take Miscalculation instead of Mox Diamond, actually, because I already have quite a bit of ramp, although maybe I'm not playing Draga Tree Speaker. We'll see what happens there. And so, like, Mox Diamond is really awkward if you also have Mana Dorks in your deck. And I'm running Jite, so it's likely that I want to run Mana Dork. So I'm actually... but if I get Tolarian Academy, Mox Diamond is so good. I'm going to take Miscalc. I think I'm going to play it a little bit safe here. Here I can take Mana Leak. There's also Polluted Delta, Karn... What is the... these artworks make it so hard, man. Karn Liberated, I mean, it looks cool. It just doesn't look like a Magic card, right? I like that. I like Rishad and Port is very good. And Polluted Delta is quite nice too. But we're going to take Mana Leak here. Got a lot of early tempo. What is this? Jace Mirror Mage, 3 mana 4, scry 2, draw a card. Use kick, make a copy of it, except it's not legendary. Its loyalty is bad. Okay. We're going to take a Golos. I quite like Golos in this type of deck. Can go fetch up Library if our hand is quite big. I feel like this card's very bad for Vintage. I think the card I would take more than this would be Garruk Relentless. But Golos is 5 mana, fits the theme, and can gain some life, or can do some things. Kiki Jiki and Pastormite in the same pack. Not going to be what we're taking. What do I want from this? They put in Casualties of War. That seems sweet, actually. That's something I'm totally okay with. This card can be so backbreaking. This is the improved Vampire Nighthawk. Not a whole lot for us here. I think I'm just going to take a Pestermite. It can hold a Jite quite well. Hangerback Walker, Mana Vault. Mana Vault is perfect for this deck. Really helps us accelerate out some of our 4 and 5 drops. Oh gosh. Does a lot of things. What is this? 2 mana 2/1. First strike. Loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers cost 1 more to activate. That seems kind of niche, but it's basically a 2 mana 2/1 first strike that sometimes does some things. I like Mana Vault more than Hangerback Walker currently because I don't have Tinker. And even if I did have Tinker, I think I just like Mana Vault. Well, there's Tolarian Academy. So now things change. We're going to take it. Artifact seems very open, and we just need to draft towards that end. This card is going to be the bane of my existence. How do you kill this card? I guess you kill it with Path to Exile specifically. I'm going to take Blightsteel. This is probably the card we're going to want. Here we get a Boros Signet. And now we're drafting the Tolarian Academy deck. I really do enjoy this deck. I never really saw green being too open, so I think I like taking Emrakul more than Green Suns. Green Suns for just one creature seems a bit awkward, and we can make good use of colorless mana. We can take a Karn. We do have Mana Vault and Thran Dynamo now, so Karn seems alright. They make him look a lot more like an artifact with this artwork. So I don't think Mox Diamond came around. I'm going to take Elspeth Conquers Death. There's a chance that I go blue-white instead of blue-green. And this card is really, really good. Birthing Pod? I don't think I'm able to cast any of these. So we'll just take the Birthing Pod. There's a tiny chance. Also, my small complaint, they got rid of Gifts Ungiven, but they kept Unburial Rites in the queue. Like, what even do you play Unburial Rites for, if not Gifts Ungiven? Bunch of complaints. Anyway, wow, a lot of good cards in this pack. I think Teferi Time Reveler is absurdly strong. Just stops counter magic. Like, it makes it so your opponent can't really interact with you. It draws, like, it's card advantage. It draws you cards. Lets you cast sorceries at instant speed, which matters sometimes. It's just really, really good. Sword of Fire and Ice is fine. Daze is pretty good. I do have Mana Leak Miscalc Remand, so we can Daze. The problem with all of these, like, Daze, Mana Leak Miscalc Remand stuff is I really would want, like, more 4-drops to back that up, and I currently don't really have that. A big part of me wants to just take this Teferi and try and wield this Selesnya Signet. That would make my mana work out a lot better, because right now I have a Boros Signet and a Seachrome Coast for white, and I can also get white with Golos. The other option is taking Wheel of Fortune, but my red fixing's not great. I'm going to take Teferi. What is this? Seagate Stormcaller. 2 mana, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, copy the next instant or sorcery spell with CMC 2 or less. If it was kicked, copy that spell twice. And it does not have flash. Okay. It's kind of interesting. We're going to take Simic Signet. There's also a Karn Sign of Urza, and Karn would be so good in this deck, but I think I need to take the Signet to make my green work out. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this actually might not work out as a Tolarian Academy deck. At which point, maybe I take Karn and try and wield the Signet. Actually, maybe that seems better, because I do need a bit more card advantage, and getting Signet without Karn would be rough. Getting Karn without Signet is actually quite good. Here I can take Oko. Oko Tolarian Academy is a very real combo, and that's one I'm excited about. Kind of wish I had the green fixing now, but that's fine. Also, the Yargle Swords to Plowshares artwork is the one. This is the alternate artwork I approve of. This card's it's just hilarious. But we'll take Oko. Strip Mine. Razorverge Thicket is green-white. That can help me cast Teferi. I'm not playing Elspeth Conquers Death, I don't think. Maybe Teferi was a miss. Like, I shouldn't be playing that card. We'll see. I kind of just like taking Big Teferi here. Yeah, we'll just take Big Teferi. So we're Bant. Time Spiral is interesting. Time Spiral versus Oracle. This deck can generate quite a bit of mana, but it doesn't. So the thing about Time Spiral is you generally want to win like immediately when you cast this. I guess I can Time Spiral into Emrakul of Promise End, and that could be good because Time Spiral Academy is like a very good combo. The other option is to just take Oracle and then have like pretty good like mana filtering. Time Spiral Library is also quite good. This is hard. I think I'm going to take Oracle. I think it's just slightly better. There's an Azorius Signet that actually works quite well. Wow, a lot of good cards in this pack. Signet, Thirst for Knowledge, Narset, Nissa, Crucible. It's going to take me so long to get used to these crazy artworks. But I think for this case, we're going to take Azorius Signet. It just lets me cast both Teferis for one card, which is really sweet. Here there's a Temple Garden. Ooh, Tezzeret the Seeker. That's actually a pretty decent win con. I can fetch up Mana Vault. I can untap like Metalworker, Thran Dynamo. But there's also a Temple Garden. I have so many playables, and I don't need another 5-drop. Okay, we'll draft more Disciplined. Take that. There's an Emrakul. If I had Time Spiral, there's like a small chance I take Fast Bond there. I don't think I'm really casting Emrakul. I already have a 13 mana Emrakul. So we're just going to take I guess at this point I maybe want Winds of Abandon because I have like actually no removal. So if someone plays Gadok, what do I just die? Like I don't even know if I can beat a Gadok. So yeah, I think I take Winds of Abandon for the sideboard. Sword of Fire and Ice. I have 11 creatures. This could be the rare Sword of Fire and Ice deck, but oh, Selesnya Signet is probably better. That can help replace some of my other signets. Or just play it in addition to. I actually like that. And Simic. I did not think I was going to get all these, but it does make my mana much better now to have these two signets. Here I can take Garruk versus Sower. Garruk is really good with Academy and Library of Alexandria. Sower is just a decent card that I guess I can steal Gadok that way. I think Garruk fits this deck's theme a little bit better. And here we can take Razorverge Thicket. I think I need Beast Within actually. Now that my Signet's tap for mana, I just need like some way to kill stuff. We'll take Beast Within, Hex Drinker, sure. Sword of Body and Mind. And an Elder Gargaroth, I might actually play that card. Alright, so this deck is doing some things. I don't think we're going to go with the Blightsteel Colossus Metalworker game plan. We'll see what happens there. But it just feels like it's not the time. That's so many signets. Could probably cut Boros Signet. Let's see how much mana this is. This is 29 playables. Maybe I don't play Inkwell Leviathan. Because that's, like, it's not really a combo with Tolarian Academy. I kind of like Beast Within in the main over Winds of Abandon. Because I don't, like, worry that much about 2/2 or 3/3 creatures. We can get rid of Pestermite, Glenaledra, Urza, Oracle, Garruk, Karn, Thran Dynamo. I'm going to get rid of Elder Gargaroth and Thragtusk for now. Because I have Oko and Freyalise. And then Karn Liberate, Hydroid Crisis, Emrakul the Promised End, I think are decent top end cards. And then I have two Planeswalkers that are really good combos with Tolarian Academy, both Oko and Karn. So we're definitely playing Tolarian Academy. It's just not going to be like the best card. It would be way better if we had like Mox Diamond or something like that. But that's, I think, okay. I guess, let's see, I have Selesnya Signet, Azorius Signet, Seachrome Coast, and I'm going to be playing a Plains. I could play Elspeth Conquers Death. That might be better than Beast Within. Oddly enough, this also cannot deal with Gadok. If you haven't picked up on it, I think Gadok was a mistake. Didn't I grab a Sword of Fire and Ice? Thought I did. I don't see it here, so maybe I don't have Sword of Fire and Ice. I know I grabbed Body and Mind, but I thought the other one I got too. At this point, I might actually be cutting 4 mana Garruk, or maybe I cut 5 mana Freyalise until I see that they are playing artifacts and enchantments. She is good with Jite though, like she makes elves a bunch, but I think that's okay. And then I think this can be a 16 land deck because I have so many like mana sources and signets. I run it like this, and the mana base is going to be weird. I don't actually need that much blue, although I have early blue play, so we're going to go down to 5. This is not a turn 2 blue source, so 5, 6, 7 blue sources. I think I do need to go up to 8 blue sources on turn 2. And then plains, we have 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, maybe this is fine because I can just play Signet turn 2, right? And these are all blue. As far as white mana goes, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white sources. That's not too bad. And then green is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes Garruk a bit awkward. So if I cut Garruk for either a Beast Within or a Thragtusk, that might make the mana easier. I'm feeling Beast Within. Goes well with Oko. Okay, yeah, we can do that, and then I can add, I guess one more island. And then just be like this weird artifact control Bant deck. I kind of like it. I'm interested in seeing what happens here. Maybe I don't want Emrakul the Promised End. But I can generate quite a bit of mana, and that is a good way to like close a game out. So we're going to try it like this. I could very much see myself bringing in Winds of Abandon instead of Emrakul. Against aggro decks, we bring in Thragtusk, Elder Gargaroth, probably Garruk. But this main deck configuration seems okay. Oh, do I like Golos? I cannot activate Golos because I don't have red mana. Honestly, I think at this point, Thragtusk might just be better than Golos. Although Golos for library seems alright. We'll try it like that. So you guys run one. Alright, we're playing against Coziness. I'm just going to say that. This hand's actually quite good. If we can draw a third land, we can ramp into Glen, Oracle, or Karn. And Selesnya Signet plus Island gives us perfect mana. I think the only card we cannot cast now is Elspeth Conquers Death. And our opponent mulligan to 5. And they don't have a 1-drop. This is all beautiful. And we draw Dimir Signet. Okay. It's not a land, but it's actually not a great substitute because we really want to cast a 4-drop on turn 3. Opponent says good luck. Thank you. Ooh, but they do have Rafellos after the mulligan to 5. And this is where my lack of removal really punishes me. I do draw my land. So we just have to hope they don't have too much to ramp into here. I think I'm going to go Oracle of Moldiah next turn. And we're going to just try and hit Karn as fast as we can to kill Rafellos. Well, they don't have a third land. They do have an Oko. Alright. Make a food. But no third land is a good sign. And Teferi Time Raveler. This is actually quite frustrating. So I can play Teferi and bounce Rafellos, but then they can kill Teferi with a food and then just replay Rafellos. So I don't think that's what I want to do. And if I play Glenn, they can just make Glenn into a thing. I can play Karn, but it'll go up to 6, and then they can hit it down to 1. Oko's a problem, man. I think what I'm going to do is play Oracle of Moldiah. This goes the best if there's a land on top. Okay, Mana Vault kind of helps. If I can go Mana Vault into Karn eating Oko, and then Teferi like deal with Rafellos, that would be quite good. What? Oh my god. I forgot about his ultimate. Oh, the card's silly. Okay. Oh, that's so silly. Okay. It's creature with power 3 or less? I thought it was CMC 3 or less. That's so problematic. Gonna be honest, I don't play against Oko that often. So I do draw Mana Vault, and then I can have 1, 2, 3 mana. Honestly, that was kind of brutal. And they're drawing Finale of Devastation. If I Karn, Oko can just turn it into a 3/3, so that doesn't even work that well. This card's like unbeatable. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need to play Mana Vault here. So I think I'm gonna go Teferi into Mana Vault. And I'm just gonna bounce the Oracle. And we draw a land. So we do this. We play this Mana Vault. So they can Oko my Mana Vault. They can kill Teferi. But if they're killing Teferi, that means they're not... Like, they need to either Oko their Signet or attack with Rafellos to kill Teferi. Both of which are not that good for them. Alright, they're adding a bunch of mana. This looks like Finale for 5. Okay. This can go really badly, like Acidic Slime would be rough. If it's just a big, like, chunky creature, I don't care too much. Deranged Hermit. If they have opposition in their deck, that's problematic. So that loses the abilities. I don't know if they knew that would happen. And I get to keep Teferi. All in all, not the worst situation. And I draw big Teferi. That's very nice. Although, I have all these counter spells in my deck that are not going to be very helpful here. So we uptick. They already played Finale, so they have 2 unknowns. I can play Big Karn, but he does just kind of die to whatever they have going on. He does make a 4/4, so I can go Oracle of Moldiah and then play Karn Sign of Urza. I actually quite like that. Can also play Temple Garden. Don't want to pay 2 life. No. And I'm drawing Oka, that's nice. Okay, so we go Signet for my own Karn. Karn makes a construct. Pass turn. I could have actually paid 2 life and then used Dimir Signet to play Karn. I think that might have been a better play. Want to send me a message. The Oko Mirror, much missed. Yeah, this card's problematic. I think it's okay for Vintage Cube, but even then it's just not fun. Like, I think if I was making Vintage Cube, I probably would not put it in just because, like, it's so frustrating to be like, oh, I could do this. Never mind. Oko makes it into an elk. Or like, oh, I could do this, but Oko makes it into an elk. Like, it's just, one should only have so many beasts withins. So they're elking my Oracle, and I'm drawing Oko. They play Fauna Shaman. I can't believe they have not drawn a land. I mean, it seems like they have enough mana to do most everything they would want to do. I'm just a little bit worried of Craterhoof, and they don't attack. That seems quite good for me. I'm not going to untap this because I have a lot of plans this turn. I kind of want to Karn for a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although, 2, 3. If I can cast Oko on the Raphellos, let's uptick to Fairy because I can't do anything else. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I can Oko for a land and I can have like 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's uptick Karn. See what I hit. Mana Leak Azorius Signet. Actually, Mana Leak's quite decent here. So is Azorius Signet. Okay, so they don't give me Mana Leak. So I think the game plan here is to play Oko and shut down their Raphellos. Yeah. That really limits their mana. And then we're just going to play a bunch of Signets. That way next turn we have a ton of mana. This also makes my construct very big. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. And they can attack and kill planeswalkers and whatnot. But I just have so many different planeswalkers that all of their attacks are not beneficial. They're discarding Draga Tree Speaker. They must be finding a Reclamation Sage. That one's very confusing to me. Like, they're very short on mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana? Trigon Predator. Okay, I can deal with that one, but that would actually be good if I couldn't just, turn it into a beast. Freaking Oko, man. I guess maybe the game plan here is Trigon Predator, then they swing out at Oko, because I think they can kill him. I block here and here. Nope, they can't even kill Oko. But I do have to trade off Construct. That's fine. Oh, they're killing Little Teferi. I mean, I just block here. What they could have done is swung both of those at Teferi and then swung all their squirrels at Karn. That actually would have been a decent approach. Do I want to untap Mana Vault? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I think I'm just going to say no. There's Golos. Oh man, I really want to Golos into Tolarian Academy here. That would be so much mana. Alright, so Karn is going to make a Construct, because I need blockers. At this point, I kind of do just want to Teferi bounce the Trigon Predator. I don't think their interacting at instant speed is too important, so we're just going to use this tempo hit now. And I do draw a land, which is great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I can play Teferi plus Glen and hold up Glen activation. And if I uptick Teferi, and that seems pretty good. So let's Karn, make a blocker, play a land, make sure we tap all of our mana correctly here. Blue to blue black. 5 mana for big Teferi. Then we play Glen. Then we draw. Then we Oko. I think I just want to turn my food into a thing. They also just conceded, I think. Yeah. I don't know how they come back from that one. That was a pretty backbreaking board state. So they're green creatures. I like Jite in this matchup. This, I know I meme on this card, but this is actually a pretty okay sort of body and mind matchup. Elder Gargaroth is really bad against Oko, but if uncontested, Gargaroth will be good. Cards I'm less excited about. They do know about all this counter magic. I actually might just take out my counter spells in the matchup, at least on the draw, just because like I don't think they're that great. Although they do give me a way to deal with Oko if they cast him turn 2. I think I'm just going to keep in Miscalc, because I really just want it early. They're going to have a bunch of mana in the late game, and then Mana Leak will be relatively useless. So I actually like the ability to cycle this more. And we're going to get rid of maybe Emrakul. That seems okay. Run it like that. Opponent says they need to be somewhere in 20 minutes, so we got to play quickly. This hand seems good. It's this is the kind of the problem I was talking about, where I need to decide whether I'm holding up Miscalc turn 2 or playing a Simic Signet and ramping out a very quick Teferi. I think I'm just going to hold up Miscalc, especially with my opponent mulliganing, because an easy way to lose is them just resolving an Oko. So we can play Temple Garden tapped. Next turn, play Seachrome Coast, hold up Miscalc. The following turn, play Simic Signet. Although a lot of this depends on if they do anything here. If they don't do anything, then yeah, we're just going to wait. I can play, I guess I'll still play Seachrome Coast. Pass turn. It's just, like, why do these have like the same art style? It's so hard to differentiate between any of these. So we definitely are happy we held up miscalc here. Trigon Predator would have done some serious damage to this hand. Okay, that's too many land. Play Simic Signet. Next turn I can Teferi. So the hope here is they just play one threat that's expensive and doesn't do anything when it enters. I can also just play Glenalendra holding up blue. And that might be better. You fan of all the new pimp artwork they have put in this cube? No, I hate it. Finale for 2. Okay, I can work with that. That's actually might be even better for me than like a 4 mana threat that's scary. I have to read the cards 9 times, same. All the lands look the same. If there is one thing I would say to Wizards, it is get rid of this stupid, or at least let me turn off the stupid alternate arts, because I just don't know what any card does. Okay, they grab Fellows. That tells me that their hand needs... Oh, wait. They only have 1 forest. I mean, now is a really good time to resolve big Teferi and just tuck the Rafellos. The downside of doing this is if they do play another big play next turn, then I can't stop it, right? I have no way to interact. So if they just go like Deranged Hermit here, that's going to be problematic. If it's just a Fauna Shaman, then I don't mind. Although Teferi might actually just die to Fauna Shaman attacks, which is something I'm not excited about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's no way for me to play both of these. I'm deciding which one I want to play, because I'm almost certainly going to be trading for Fauna Shaman. I think I want it to be Glenalendra. And then move to second main. Because I do get an untap from Teferi, I'm going to play the Azorius Signet. Untap these 2. And then we will block Fauna Shaman. Even if I have to like sacrifice to counter a spell, I'll still chump block Fauna Shaman. They discard Riftwing Cloudskate. Wait, they could have Riftwing Cloudskate, bounced my Glen, and then killed Teferi. That would have been really bad for me, actually. So I'm curious what they have that's better than that. That would have... I think I might have lost the game if they did that. They get Rafellos. Honestly, I'm totally okay with that exchange. That still does tell me they probably have something they're ramping into, though. Remand. Oh, Remand's really good here. So let's play Oracle before I do any, like, Teferi business. I need green. Green, blue. That. There. Play Oracle. Karn, Sign of Urza. That's quite nice, actually. So we draw a card. And we go land, land. Play Karn. Opponent said a thing. Nice, yeah. Double land of Oracle is a feeling unlike any other. I can uptick Karn because I don't really want to draw a forest. And that seems okay to me. Although, I don't really want to trade either of my creatures for either of their creatures. But I think this just draws me effectively 2 cards, because then I'm not drawing forest. Oh gosh, that's so many lands. Okay, Jite is really good though. We'll just hold back Glen, because I'm going to draw a Jite and just go to town, untap 2. So now I have Glenalendra activation plus Remand, and then I'm drawing Jite. And opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. I think the Riftwing Cloudskate play would have won them the game, or gotten very close. Consecrated Sphinx, no. No, no, no. And that'll do it. Oh man, I'm drawing Karn. Yeah, that'll definitely do it. I can like Karn their islands, or I don't even know at this point, like uptick to their hand or something. And that'll do it. Okay, and that's a perfect example of what I was talking about during the drafting portion of how much of an important tempo hit Remand is. I traded 2 mana for 6 of their mana, and that, I mean, that was so backbreaking that they could not come back from that. Now you need like a little bit of pressure to combo this with, and I had things in play that made like that extra turn like similar to casting Time Walk. I know people say I say everything's like Time Walk, but if you think about it, like me remanding their 6 mana play takes their whole turn, and I get a whole extra turn to do whatever I want. That's very similar to just casting Time Walk on my turn. So, you know, maybe that makes sense. See you guys next round. Oh, right, we're playing against Mine, and we're on the play. That's huge for this deck. This hand will be so good if I draw any spells, but this is so much mana. I think I have to mulligan. I just have literally no action, and this hand is infinitely better. I think I just get rid of Karn, because I don't really need a 7-drop right now. And then, like, we just win off Oko being one of the most broken cards. Wouldn't mold as well. I really wanted to keep that hand, but I'm trying to be more disciplined with my mulligans. I think, at least for me, mulliganing is one of my weak points. Where, like, I think mulliganing costs me more games than it... Or, not mulliganing costs me more games. Opponent's playing lanes. This is quite rough. I think I'm going to play Azorius Signet. Because if they don't do anything here, then it's fine. If they do something here, then I have Oko. And they're black-white aggro, so Reman's not even good against Figure. Okay. I think I'm just going to keep playing Signets. I didn't draw a land, which is pretty rough, but I can jam Selesnya Signet. A land there would have been so good, but we can still hold up Remand. And then Oko at any time can just turn Finger of Destiny into a 3/3, or I can just steal it, I guess. And they don't level it up, which means Remand or Miscalc is going to get some value. Leonin Relic Warder. They also have a follow-up Thoughtseize. Yikes. The follow-up Thoughtseize is going to kill me. I'm going to remand that. I need to draw action. Oh, interesting. Maybe they just have Fatal Push. That's actually quite confusing. Well, we can play Oko with Miscalculation back. That seems like the play to me. Play Library. Play Oko. Make a food. Last turn. So they can Leonin Relic Warder the food. I don't really care about them hitting my Signets. I still might counter it if they have nothing better to do, but most likely I'm just going to end up cycling Miscalculation here. Because this actually doesn't do that much. Sure. Make it a 2/2, and they attack Oko probably. Yeah. I think I really need something to do next turn, so we're just going to cycle this. Jite is quite nice. Jite is very nice. Holy cow, Jite is good. It feels like they have Fatal Push. No, they don't, because they needed the double white for that. Okay, this is fine. So we can make this into a creature. And then play and equip Jite. I like getting in the hit now. This is equivalent to blocking if they like... What am I saying? This is equivalent to blocking something or other. Because like if I hold back and they kill it, then we're in like pretty bad shape. But this guarantees I get counters on here. That's what I'm trying to say. I think I just want to kill the Figure of Destiny right now. Because this can become a 4/4 and that's kind of problematic. Just guarantee that I can get in the value. Next turn I can play 2, 3, 4. I can't actually activate Lumbering Falls and attack. Oko is a silly card. Blade Splicer, sure. The first strike is somewhat problematic. I draw Mana Leak. So we elk their golem. Yes. And then we attack with the food. Actually, at this point, maybe I don't attack. We play this. No, because I can always block with Lumbering Falls. Yeah, we definitely attack with the food. That seems like a great exchange for me. Okay. This gets counters. We have Lumbering Falls on defense. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need all of the mana to activate it. So they can swing out, but that's like not good against Lumbering Falls, which they really can't interact with. And then Lumbering Falls plus Umezawa's Jite is going to be the death knell at some point. Okay, they are... Whoa, 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 whoa! Why did it skip through? No! Oh, that's frustrating. I don't know why it just skipped through. I guess I removed an attack stop at some point. That's really frustrating, actually. Because I was going to block with Lumbering Falls. Well, Oko is dead no matter what I do here. So, alright. Goodbye, Oko. This might have worked out. I don't know. I get to hold up counter magic this way, but that attack stop being gone was very frustrating. I think we can definitely still win this though. We have 1, 2, 3. Like a Jite is quite good. Post combat, they do nothing. Do they have like Archangel Avacyn? I mean, I attack here. I mean, this still seems fine for me. I hit them for damage. Let's play Temple Garden untapped. And now I can activate Lumbering Falls and hold up Jite. This is Avacyn. So when she enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain indestructible. Whenever a non-angel creature you control dies, she does damage to each other creature. I don't think it's worth... So I was considering letting her resolve, so that way I could kill Leon in Relic Order and flip her, but that just seems like not a good idea. We'll just counter. And now this represents +8 damage, so if they leave themselves open, I can just one-shot them. Okay, they will not be left open. Yeah, this got so much harder because of the missed combat. Although, they instantly emblem the Gideon. Okay, let's kill Blade Splicer. And Leon in Relic Order. And then I can use the last Jite counter to pump up my food. Yeah, it seems fine. Get my Signet back for whatever that's worth. So I have good, like a lot of mana. Opponent can hit me for 4, or they can sit back. What do they have on... What is going on here? They have nothing. I don't quite know what's happening, but I'm drawing a lot of mana sources. At this point, 2, 3, 4. I kind of just want to equip 2 Lumbering Falls. 1, 2, 3. Equip here, because that's much harder for them to kill. Hit them with both. They fall to 5. Then I play Mana Vault. I mean, I don't know what they could have here, but it's like famous last words. They're attacking? Holy cow, what do they have? Baneslayer Angel. Okay. I think that's just fine. It's not like crazy. They also die if I draw any removal. Yeah. Fairy is a good card. This. Play you. So now they can't even interact. And they just die. So we bounce Baneslayer. Kill him with the Jite. So losing Oko did not cost me the game, but it made it much, much harder. Oh, there's a Karn. Okay, we equip here. And I don't even need to Lumbering Falls because we know for a fact they cannot do anything. Pump. I just have to not mess this one up. Okay. So they're white creature aggressive stuff. I like Elder Gargaroth, Thragtusk. I like Winds of Abandon. I can wipe their whole board with it for 6 mana. Don't think I need a Beast Within because it just gives them more creatures, which I'm not super in love with. I don't like counter magic so much. Although they did have a Baneslayer Angel. So like it's pretty good against that type of thing. Glenalendra Archmage might be a little medium. She does have flying though. I think I still like her. I think again I'm just going to get rid of Emrakul the Promised End. And I brought in a good bit of green. So I think I will get rid of Mana Leak and bring in Garruk and cut 2 islands for forests. That seems okay to me. This hand is something. I have Jite, I have Karn, I have a Thran Dynamo. I will keep it, but I don't love it. Like, my deck is mostly Signet, so if I could just draw a Signet... Oh no. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Blade Splicer? Selfless Spirit. Okay, not as scary. Okay, Charter Course. I really want to draw a Signet turn 2 and then land turn 3 so I can land a Thran Dynamo. Elspeth Knight Errant. Yikes. Yeah. This one was over before it started. I think this Mana Crypt is just better than Soul Ring in this situation. And here I am just charting a course. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot else I can do. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Okay, Thragtusk might help, but not drawing a land is really bad. Let's get rid of... I don't even know. I guess Karn? Last turn? The strategy here is for them to... Okay. Turn 2 Elspeth, turn 3 Gideon. I don't think there's any hope of beating this. This is unbelievable. I'm trying to think, like, if I could stack my deck, is there any chance of me winning? I think we're just going to move on. I don't want to show them more of my deck. Okay, Gideon, Elspeth, they are Planeswalker heavy. So I think I'm going to bring back the counter magic and go back up on islands. I can't let them get me with that strong of a start again. Let's go first. Charter Course, Mana Leak. Yeah, this hand's good. I extremely die to Wasteland. Feel Lumbering Falls. So turn 2, we're just going to hold up Mana Leak probably, because they could hold like, No, come on! You can't have it twice! Oh my gosh, and now it's Blades. No! Okay. The thing is, I had that covered if it wasn't for the Mana Crypt in the opening hand, but now I don't think I can win this game again. Although, the nice thing is this does lock them off of casting Planeswalkers next turn. So if I can draw an island, then maybe Urza can clean up like the board. But Thalia is so bad for me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're very dead. Yeah, Mana Crypt in the opener is it's good. I'll put it that way. Cheetah. Okay, well, I cannot hold up counter magic. If they have a Planeswalker, they have a Planeswalker. But if they don't, I can go Urza into Jite, and that could maybe get us somewhere. Like, this game's not as over as the other one was. Obviously, Elspeth here does end the game. Gideon... Whoa. Down to 9. Honestly, the immediate Gideon emblem was like one of the ways I could come back into this. Not drawing a land there really hurts, but if they keep losing Mana Crypt flips and don't have much else, there is a world I can come back. It's there's not really a world I can come back, right? This is so much damage. So I need to keep Urza alive. So this is max prevent. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I go to 1. Okay, go to 1. I need them to have no plays. Okay. Alright. Sometimes you just get browned. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no hope for us here. I can play a 3-mana Jite. Equip to Urza. I guess equip to Construct. Does pay for itself. So there's that at least. I can do this and then concede. I mean, again, I think our hand was good, our draw was good. If they didn't have Mana Crypt specifically, we probably would have been able to win that game, but that was 2 games in a row is hard to beat. See you guys next round. Man, can I get Library in my opener? If I draw an island, this hand's pretty good. But I'm on the draw. I do have turn 1 Mana Vault. I can cycle... I think I have to mulligan this. Ugh. These openers have been really bad. Yeah, I mean, this hand's better. I'll keep it. I need a white source for my hand to be able to do anything. I am going to keep Tellurian Academy because drawing like Oko or a second artifact just makes it better than a random island. We're going to get rid of island. I don't like mulliganing to 5, especially when I have like a library... Actually, what am I saying? Library of Alexandria? Yeah, that one. Because I have library. Because like, it can get you out of some situations, but it needs to be in your opener. And then you have to like skip a turn at this point. Opponent paused for so long I forgot what I said last. So we're starting over. They play Celestial Colonnade. Alright. I have a very high suspicion that this opponent is double queuing. Wow, I draw Oko. That was actually like the perfect draw for this hand. So now I can go turn 2 Island, Simic Signet, and then Tellurian Academy, Oko, turn 3. Pretty good. I'm going to see if they're on the leaderboard. One way to definitely get on the leaderboard is just double queue Vintage Cube, because like, there's a lot of variance in like, not necessarily winning, but trophying. So one of the best ways to overcome that is just play a ton of games. So if you're playing like 3 matches at once, it's a good way to get on the leaderboard. I'm going to look them up. They are not on the leaderboard, so they're just pausing for like a minute between every play. They could have really bad mana or internet. Ooh, Urza's good too. Let's play Signet. They might counter it, but I'm not that concerned about that actually. If we're gonna draw lands, our best land would be a Plains. Chromox. Okay. Printing Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, playing Elspeth. Fair enough. What do we got going on here? So we can play Oko. Oko actually kind of gets threatened by Elspeth. So I don't think I'm playing Oko. I can play Urza. I actually like playing Urza more than Thran Dynamo because Urza does pressure Elspeth more than anything else. So let's do that one. This does not run into days. And then next turn I can have like a stupid amount of mana with Tolarian Academy, Oko, Thran Dynamo. Maybe just spin the wheel on Urza, try and hit Beast Within. Elspeth Conquers Death. Hitting Elspeth would be pretty funny at least. Ophiomancer. Skull Clamp. You know, I am getting kind of proven wrong about Skull Clamp. It is good in this specific situation. I'm going to give my opponent that. Skull Clamp. They have 2 cards in hand. Blue, green. So I can play Oko. I think I can Oko and Thran Dynamo. So let's go Tolarian Academy. Thran Dynamo. Then Oko. And let's get rid of that Skull Clamp. I'm basically trading my Oko for Skull Clamp because they're going to be able to just Elspeth jump their creature and kill Oko. But I can't have them drawing this many cards. This is a very good application of Skull Clamp. So people are going to meme me in the comments and I am getting beaten here. Yeah, so they just fly, they kill Oko. Literally dying to Skull Clamp is quite funny. The nice thing is I have Urza plus infinite mana, so if they don't kill Urza, I can just draw my whole deck. Please don't be Vindicate. They only have 3 cards in hand. Okay, I can work with that. I can flashback Lingering Souls. Well, very glad Skull Clamp is gone. And her ultimate makes everything indestructible. But we have Karn. How much mana do I actually have? 1, 2, 3... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can just play Karn and eat Elspeth. They only have 1 card in hand. I will somewhat just die to an army of flyers. I can activate Urza, and then if I hit any mana source, I think activating Urza is probably the way to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if I hit a land, then I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana for Karn. So let's just do that. Or a Signet too. Both of those work. Hydroid Krasis. You may play that card without... That's literally the worst possible hit. Oh goodness. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Activate Urza again. Mana Vault? Okay. Would have been nice to hit that earlier, but that's okay. We can play Seachrome Coast. That will let me play Teferi. Next turn, I'm going to have a pretty good turn. I'm going to take a bunch of damage though. They kill my Urza. That's unfortunate. But they don't kill Karn. It's still unfortunate. I guess I could have shuffled with Urza, but I don't know how relevant that is. And they have a path? What are these? Wow. Okay. And now I'm dead. I mean, that is pretty much for sure. But I think in general I'm going to be advantaged against this opponent. They have really ambitious mana. And they're not always going to draw this well. So we can go... We will start with Teferi, I guess. Play Teferi. That way they can't do anything. I'm at 9, so Teferi needs to stop something from happening. So we bounce... Can't bounce the Skull Clamp. I guess it's got to be a Flying Spirit token. I draw Chart a Course. Next, I am going to tap this. Let's cast Karn. Karn's going to make a Karnstruct. That can block. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I want to do it like this. We cast Big Karn. Big Karn eats Elspeth. So I can draw 2 and discard 1. If I draw 2 good cards, I might regret it. I have so much mana, I think it makes sense to save Chart a Course until next turn. So they're Hellbent. I might actually be dead though. Celestial Colonnade is 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually might still just be dead. Yeah, if they just activate Colonnade, they drew a land, they swing all out at me, I think I die. Alright, well we're gonna block Skull Clamp. If I had a removal spell, this actually would have ended up pretty okay. But I didn't, so... Draw card, Plains, Temple Garden. I would have Elspeth Conquers Death, but I just died a Celestial Colonnade in that situation. Alright, definitely bringing in Winds of Abandon. Parallax Wave is actually just better than Winds in this situation. So I like Parallax Wave. Freyleys can kill some of their problematic things. I like Elder Gargroth. I like Thragtusk. I'm actually gonna get rid of Miscalculation. I don't love Beast Within. Karn is okay, but he's really... he's not that slow. Glenn seems like a must. Emrakul gives me an outs to situations like that. I forgot I could even draw Emrakul. That's so many 5s though. Maybe not Thragtusk. Actually, not Elder Gargroth. They have a lot of good removal against that. I don't like doing that. And then I need to cut one more. I guess it'll be Emrakul. There's protection from instants, which is like their entire deck. Okay, we'll cut Emrakul. I want to be proactive here. Alright, let's hope for better hand, better game. Better hand, better game. I guess I need to draw another green source to cast Freyleys, but this seems still okay. Put it on the Celestial Colonnade Life. Chrome Coast, I will play Signet. Whoa, not that. The worst feeling in Magic, or Magic Online, is when you just like accidentally click on the wrong card. Like, let's say you have like 7 mana and you want to cast Karn, and then you accidentally play like a Llanowar Elves or something instead. Yikes. Okay, well, if they don't take Freyleys, then I can at least like kill it when I get there. But if they take Glenn, I have no plays next turn, so that's not good for me. Yeah, alright, I need to draw something. That was great, honestly. I'm okay with that one. Karn coming down. Here's where I regret getting rid of Emrakul, the Promised End. Although it's not going to be a good top deck for a very long time, so maybe that just makes sense. Packrat, okay. So I think we're going to Karn eating Packrat, because Karn goes down to 3, and they can only hit him for 2. Do I want to let them know that I drew a forest? I think the answer is no. So let's play Karn. I'm playing around Mana Tithe, obviously. Play Karn. I could also get super greedy and eat their swamp. I think that's not correct. Let's do this. If they... Oh, you know what actually really kills me here is Skull Clamp. Oddly enough. That would be horrible. But I do have Freyleys to deal with Skull Clamp if they do get there. Okay, Ophiomancer I can work with. As long as Karn sticks in play, this is not the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can actually play Freyleys and Glenelendra, but I can't hold up extra mana. We're going to start by upticking Karn. I eat a plane, so let's play our forest. Play Freyleys. Actually, maybe I don't want to downtick. Yeah, actually, upticking seems to be a bit better. We pass turn. Because if I downtick and kill a Tidehollow Scholar, Freyleys goes to 1. And then I play Glenelendra, but if they just like path my Glen, then I'm in big trouble. Sort of Body and Mind is only slightly problematic, because they're going to hit a Planeswalker here. Karn. So Karn is dying. Okay, we lose Karn. I draw a spell. Very good spell. So Freyleys is going to kill the Sword of Body and Mind. Then we're going to play Teferi. Bounce Tidehollow Scholar. Thragtusk is also pretty good, but we're going to hold behind the defenses of Glenelendra here. And if they want to replay Tidehollow for my last card, they can. But I feel pretty safe with Glen in play now. Okay, so we block with the Elf. They get back their thing, that's fine. But I think keeping Teferi in play and upticking him just seems good. Okay, they do get Thragtusk, but I can just get that back with Freyleys. Wall of Omens. Okay. That one seems odd. The rest of these cards all seem good. Not so certain about Wall of Omens. The snakes are moderate. Ooh, Parallax Wave. Beautiful. Alright, let's uptick. 2, 3, 4, 5 for Parallax Wave. Actually, do we even need to do that yet? Yeah, I think that's fine. The Parallax Wave. That just like stops any weird shenanigans they might have. Then we can eat their Scholar and cast our Thragtusk. Thragtusk for 5. Gain 5, make a creature. Freylease makes an elf. And at this point, I feel pretty safe attacking them for 2. I'm also going to Parallax Wave my own Thragtusk when the time arises. Heartless Act, destroy Thragtusk. I can just exile Thragtusk here. And then their attacks are awkward because I could just like eat the snake if I need to. Although honestly, I think I just let the snake hit me. Like I don't care really. Okay, they concede. Yeah, I would too. I'm on the draw. They have Heartless Act. They have a lot of things that deal with the Gargaroth. I kind of like Winds of Abandon more than Mana Leak, but I need some amount of interaction. It's just like Mana Leak's so... I think I'm going to take the removal instead. Yeah, I like the removal more. We'll do that. Well, this hand is really slow, but I don't think we can mulligan these. This is turn 2 Signet, turn 3 Karn. It's very, very weak to Tide Hollow Skull or taking my Signet, but it is what it is. I don't think... Yeah, I've never drawn Library of Alexandria in my opener, which is unfortunate. Here we can go Signet. We do have Winds of Abandon and the mana to cast it, so we can wipe their board at some point. Lingering Souls. That one's good against Winds, that's for sure. And they don't have Skull Clamp because I think they would have played it. I can play Karn and start drawing cards, or I can play Oracle and start removing lands from the top of my deck. I think I like going with Oracle here. Okay, well I get to play an extra land this turn, and then I'm drawing a Signet, so I get to play either Teferi or Golos. It might just be Golos. Sort of Body and Mind. If they're just trying to mill me out with Sword, that seems fine with me. Although the wolves they get are somewhat annoying. Wow, that was just like a really rough set of hits. They hit all my good cards. Jite would have been fantastic there. 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I do? Because I know I keep saying this is like fine, but it's becoming an issue. I can Teferi tuck the sword, but then Teferi dies to his spirit. I can Winds of Abandon, but then they just flash back Lingering Souls and I'm in the same position next turn. So I think we're committed to taking a Sword of Body and Mind hit. And I think I just want to play Teferi and draw cards. Yeah, actually I don't mind. I can't get milled out because I have Teferi. The other option is Golos and find our mana land. And that lets me reshuffle. But I think I want to go with Teferi. Draw a card. Then I can go Island, Island. I have 4 mana available and I'm drawing little Teferi. I think I need Oracle to protect big Teferi. But there's no way they swing all out at Teferi here. I mean, maybe there is, but that would be quite good. Teferi, Teferi. So Teferi takes 3. Honestly, I think I have to chump block here, because then I can Teferi the sword away. Or not chump block, but just trade. So what am I losing? Parallax Wave is gone, Freylease is gone. A lot of my good cards are out of there. But as long as I have Teferi, I cannot deck out. And they do flashback Lingering Soul, so I just want them to play... I wanted them to play one more thing. Chart a course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I only get one shot at Winds of Abandon. Uptick Teferi. Lumbering Falls. And Parallax Wave is gone. That's so unfortunate. Alright, I mean... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I really do want Lumbering Falls in play, so let's cast this with Overload. If this gets countered, I think I just lose on the spot. I could have played around Spell Pierce, but I think it's more correct to be able to play my tap land. They get all the lands out of their deck, so they're going to be drawing quite nicely. But I get to untap lands. I don't think that matters that much. We'll see. If they don't have any good plays here, we're in a shot. Okay, Hydroid Crisis is not one of my last cards. Pack Rat would be a problem. They do still have Pack Rat in their deck. They're tapping so much mana. Sun Titan? Okay, just getting that back. No! I think I lose now. Teferi was my out to win this. I have to kill them in like... I don't think I can win. But we're gonna try. I guess I play Library. It's not good here. We play Glen. I have to chump block the Sun Titan. We play Karn and make a 2/2. Yeah, the killing Teferi. I think if I had more turns, I could have done this. Because Karn is like a good enough way to win the game, I think. But I did in fact lose to Sword of Body and Mind. Wow. Alright. 2 games, opponent. That was an unfortunate showing for this deck, actually. I thought this deck was pretty strong. But there were a few things that went against us. The first being... How do I go to the deck? Why is Magic Online so hard to navigate? Okay, for a couple things that went against us. The first being that we never drew Library in our opener. So it didn't really benefit us there. The second is we were missing removal. Like, a Swords or a Path in this deck would have gone a long way to helping us win. Because we had like a Beast Within, but it wasn't great. We never even saw Elspeth Conquers Death. So, like, a lot of the times we ended up spending Karn to undo something that a Swords or Path would have done just fine. So, like, Karn was not great just because the rest of our cards didn't support him. So, I think we wanted, like, one more early kill spell, and then to draw a bit better. We never saw Emrakul either. So, that actually, I think Emrakul was left in our deck after they milled us. That would have been a good draw. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be doing so many Vintage Cube drafts, so I'll see you guys there.